For this Biennale, I've developed a new iteration of my long-term engagement with the relation between Italy and Libya, which reflects around the Treaty on Friendship, Partnership and Cooperation between Italy and Libya. And it does so by focusing on an event, which is the first time that Gaddafi came to Italy in 2009 to meet with Silvio Berlusconi. And so for the Biennale, I realized a new chapter, which is called Gaddafi in Rome, Anatomy of a Friendship, which focuses more specifically on the concept of diplomatic friendship and the relation between Berlusconi and Gaddafi, but also looks at the genealogy of the Treaty on Friendship from the late 90s to the present. I both zoom in into the event, into sort of details, and at the same time with a sort of macroscopical gaze, but also with the macroscopical, so zooming out and looking at systemic issues, and so tracing a longer timeline. And so I'm very much interested in historical continuities and try to understand the present by looking at different parts of the past that have been silenced. Through my work and my engagement with history, I'm interested in very much looking at the present and understand the present better. But most of it, my work is conducted from a very personal point of view. So that's the way I relate to history as well, is to understand how I see the world, why I see the world a certain way. And so I think this is what I try to offer with my work. And also by being very positioned in my work, in making very transparent who I am, what are my biases as a white European researcher, for instance, and try to communicate that, but also to communicate a way of doing research, which is quite lo-fi in a way in my work, that can become a tool for other people to sort of begin a journey, which for me has been, it was going to be a long life journey, but it began at a very specific time when I first realized about the Italian colonial past and how little I knew. So it's a process of accountability. So for me, the key of focusing on history is to think about accountability. The work revolves around two main characters, which are Berlusconi and Gaddafi, which especially in this chapter in Anatomy of a Friendship are looked at closely, but also is the third character, which is very much present in this research and in this film, is Omar al-Mukhtar, who was the leader of the anti-colonial resistance against the Italian occupation in Libya, and that was executed by the Italians in 1931. And so when Gaddafi came to Italy for the first time in 2009, he wore a picture of Omar al-Mukhtar on his chest. Now, my reflection is very much looking at how both premiers sort of exploited colonial history in different ways to obtain different benefits. So, but at the same time, I'm also reflecting on what what Omar al-Mukhtar really represents, which is a history of genocide that has been inflicted by the Italians onto the Libyan population and has been erased. But the red thread, the train, what connects the whole reflection in this work is very much about how history is used and manipulated.